Good good evening, savages, and welcome to another episode of Savagely Paranormal After Dark.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. um, on this episode, we're going to be covering black-eyed and white-eyed children.
Subject we've briefly touched on in the past.
Yeah, we've done a few where we've dabbled with them, but we've had a lot of questions and requests for a specific podcast for just them. There's a lot of interesting and varying information on both of them.
More so on the black-eyed children. The white-eyed is more rare, I guess.
Yeah, there's not as many encounters that are
documented
with them. They're not as common as the black-eyed children, and they seem to behave, slightly different than the black-eyed children. They appear younger, anywhere from 3 to 13-ish years old.
Whereas the black-eyed is 6 to 16-ish.
Yeah. More oftentimes older, in the older age range. But the black-eyed children run in groups of kids, and the white-eyed children are seen generally solo. Very rarely they're seen in pairs. So it's interesting. Whereas
maybe they're stronger.
That is one theory, is that they're a higher level demon than the black-eyed children, which accounts for their rarity and their
being able to fly solo.
But neither one is technically deemed a demon.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that say that they think they could be like a vampire type because they need permission to enter your space, and supposedly a couple of the stories, the one story, a guy let him in. He went to get the phone that they had requested to use. When he turned around, the kids were gone. At the same time, he heard a blood-curdling scream from upstairs from his wife. He goes upstairs. His wife is laying in a pool of blood. And then the children appear, and he sees them run to his children's room. They shut the door. No matter how hard he tries, he can't get in. He hears bone crunching, flesh ripping, and then when they finally open the door, they're covered in blood and have these devilish grins on their faces.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a lot of times you see all in generally most of the accounts of the black-eyed children, they need permission. They need permission to enter. The white-eyed children, you don't see that as common. They don't seem to need the permission to enter. They just appear.
Okay.
Inside. Randomly.
And supposedly, they're saying that the black-eyed children arrived in, the 1980s, but the most documentation seems to be the 1990s-ish with this guy. I think his name was Brian Bethel.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually wrote his first encounter with them.
He's a reporter in Texas.
Yes, Abilene, I think.
Yeah. Abilene. They ran the town.
And
they ran all through the town, terrorizing people.
And then when he published that article, somebody in Portland then said, hey, I had this same experience with them, and it kind of took off from there, and everybody who has had an experience kind of jumped on the bandwagon and said, oh, I saw him too. And then they ended up over in the UK in Stratfordshire at a pub.
There was another case in Stratfordshire during COVID time that two teenagers encountered a little girl black-eyed child in the woods while they were tent camping, and they said that she moved in inhuman ways, almost appearing to teleport from tree to tree. She moved so fast. And the locals there theorize that she is a child that was murdered in the woods in like the 60s. So that's another theory, is that there are spirits of children that have met horrific ends.
I mean, that's possible. They just seem to be a little more sinister than just a child who has passed away.
Well, the other theory is that they're either an extraterrestrial or a human extraterrestrial hybrid.
Yeah.
Could see that.
Not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Not saying it was the aliens,
Well,
but it could have been the aliens. We don't know.
I guess you're lucky they didn't just erase your memory when you saw that a minute ago outside.
Hey, I mean that was strange, but I can't document what that was. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't relevant to this anyway.
No.
Right. There have been a few cases where the black-eyed children have been allowed to enter a home, and they have said, "Oh, my parents are here," and then
They go to leave and there's a dark sedan with a guy in a suit and a hat.
that screams
The Hat
Batman
Man?
to me.
Right. Could it be Hatman? Could it be a Watcher? Could it be...
The Men in Black.
Right? Hey, some little kids can come knock on my door if Will Smith and what's-his-face are going to pull
Tommy
up.
Lee Jones?
Yeah, if they're going to pull up on my driveway, they can come knock on my door.
Well, I mean, you could always get the MIB International, and that's Chris Hemsworth.
That's a win-win.
Yeah. Now, go ahead.
There's an actual video I've seen it on YouTube where a paranormal investigator has used a specific audio clip and caught supposed evidence that he has lured a black-eyed child to his house.
Interesting.
And like I said, I have watched the video, but I can't say if it is real or not.
Right.
But you do see, I think it takes it like a week for it to actually show up, and he's got it progress through the nights. Where it's more of a teenage sized figure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably anywhere between 14 and 16, standing on his porch, and shows that he like does the like the sped up time frame, the time lapse, and it literally stands on his porch for like 3 to 4 hours.
Wow.
Staring at the door, and then it turns its head and looks directly at the camera.
Oh, wow.
And its eyes are completely black.
Huh.
And this happens it's dark outside. It's like the only light available is his porch light.
Oh, wow. So, not to give away his secrets or anything, but how exactly does he lure it there?
He uses an audio clip.
Huh.
He made an audio clip of something, and I don't remember specifically what it was.
That's interesting.
Do not try this at home.
And he didn't think about it, but he went back and reviewed some other footage that he was looking at, or pictures that trail cams he had set up took. And there's actually one point in a daylight still shot, you can see the same figure standing off in the woods.
Oh, wow.
And he lives like out in the woods.
Yeah.
He's got the gravel roads and everything.
Huh.
Oh, and that's another thing that a lot of people that have encountered the black-eyed children like firsthand, and even the white-eyed children, is that they claim that they're stalked. They feel like they're being stalked before they actually encounter it. And like it seems like the black-eyed children are able to communicate using speech more often than the white-eyed children. The white-eyed children are said to communicate like telepathically, and a lot of their encounters that have been documented the people say that they feel their voice rather than hear their voice.
That goes to the whole A word that we don't talk about.
It's weird though. I don't know. I think it's weird.
And then the black-eyed children, they're said to have more, not necessarily period clothing, but dated clothing. They're not like from, I don't know, 1800s, but they're not today's clothing. And they have also been said to ask for things like, can I use the telegraph, or can I use, I'm sure they don't use the term landline, but you know, can I use
they asked to use the phone.
Yeah. The white-eyed children, all the encounters that I've read from them, they leave like handprints on things, and they're more, people more feel their voices, like I said. And they're always, you know, requesting aid, like, can you drive me home? I can't find my mommy, will you help me? And they usually appear as like younger children and alone, which a lot of people, you know, they see a little kid, they don't think anything of it until
it's too late.
And the white-eyed children don't need permission to enter your vehicle, your house.
Yeah.
Whereas the black-eyed children do.
Yes. And the black-eyed children seem to bring with them like a sense of dread or just overwhelming sadness. Or
the white-eyed children encounters, they bring on that sense of dread, but not until much later in the encounter,
when it's already too late.
Yeah.
More often not than what I read on is what I read on the white-eyed children, is they're more they foretell more of a, what's the word? It's not
like
foretell. It's
harbingers of death.
Yes, they don't necessarily cause the harm, but they warn of a death coming.
They can.
Okay.
In some cases. In other cases, it's just,
well, that's kind of
weird.
That kind of falls in line with like a siren type too.
Yeah.
They
when they appear to older folks, it's generally like is said to like herald their death or herald the death of somebody close to them. But there have been encounters where that's not the case, and they're doing like similar things to the black-eyed children. They're leaving like actual physical evidence of them being there, like little handprints.
Yeah,
which is creepy.
Yeah, it is, because we've done a couple of cases where there's like handprints on things and
greasy little handprints.
Yeah. No.
It's just interesting that there are two beings that are very similar
and yet so different.
Yeah. There's a lot of demonologists that have studied both, and based on the eye color have theorized that the white-eyed children are of a higher demonic tier than the black-eyed children, just based on eye color.
But and then again, and I'm not bashing on demonology because I love the subject, but that's going with if they are actually demons,
right?
Yeah,
and not like an interdimensional being, not a vampire, a ghost, an extraterrestrial.
Right. That kind of falls in line with everybody thinks if it acts like a demon, smells like a demon, looks like a demon, it's a demon. Well, that's not always the case.
Right.
Why you gotta talk about me like that?
But a lot of people have, you know, they think that there's some kind of like, you know, interdimensional thing or vampires or some other kind of weird creature that they're just really not highly documented.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of documentation that you can trust other than like Wikipedia. And
I mean, in reality, how are you actually going to study these things if A, you don't know where they are, B, you can't really interact with them. It's not like you just have one readily available that you can test, and
right.
It's all primarily speculation.
Right. And
I would just need to find a way to contain it.
Right.
they did actually like go on like into like the creepypasta stuff and the SPC Foundation. There were a lot of like
SCP,
yeah,
that.
not SPC.
SCP, sorry, my bad. But they were on like they made their rounds on those kind of sites as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of first-hand encounters with these things from people.
Well, the thing with even with like creepypasta, folklore, myth, all that, it's based in something.
Right.
Yeah. There has to be some kind of truth behind what people are saying. And there have been a lot of weird YouTube videos and like Ring camera footage that have caught the creepy little kids on front porches
Well, the
and
problem
stuff.
is nowadays everybody sees something and immediately thinks, "Oh, it's Photoshop. Oh, it's Photoshop." Okay,
Because-
a lot of stuff is because we do have that technology now.
Yeah.
But not everything is. There's a lot of things out there that we have no clue about. None.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think that they're demons because demons use the image of children
Yeah.
a lot to get you to, let down your boundaries.
And the whole dark eyes to be
'Cause-
scary and intimidating. That's got to
'cause
be a demon.
The demons know that, our human minds are like programmed to,
We must help the little
Help.
child.
yes, help the small mammaloid human children
Yeah.
things, even if it might
Yeah.
not be in your best interest.
Right.
Your brain automatically thinks, oh, it's just a little kid and it needs help.
That's not my first thought, especially if I see him at night.
Oh,
No.
no.
That's
I
yeet.
never. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
That's a big fat nope.
Yeah, like I said, I see spirits of children and I automatically assume demons until proven otherwise because you never know. That is a very common thing. A lot of demonic hauntings start as I seen a cute little kid.
Nope.
And then the cute little kid tried to eat my face off.
Yeah, no, you are guilty until proven innocent in that case.
Yes.
Well, you know how it goes in your house, right? When you're saging and your kid's telling you they can't breathe.
Yeah.
Bet you can't. Demon.
I mean, but it would make sense for it to be either a demon or some other kind of
Just
evil-ish.
malevolent type chaos causing destruction, harm causing thing.
Right. Well, they need permission to enter a lot. In most cases, they need permission to enter depending on the child.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them appear to ask for permission and others just appear
Demand it.
into your...
Yeah.
They demand it. They trick
Well-
you. They lure you in. They lure you into a false sense of security, and then it's too late.
Well, like black-eyed children too, and a lot of the stories I've heard through the narrations I listen to is they may ask the first one or two times, but after that, if you deny them, they will start demanding.
Yeah, that was the thing. It said the one that says do not ever let them in, but they will increasingly throughout however long they have there to be more demanding.
And
Yeah.
They harass you more and more. They make more and more noises, more and more demands.
a lot of what is also felt through them is when you first look at them, they don't show you their eyes. They exude an aura that makes you compelled to comply with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're overcome with I must help them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's just creepy.
No.
The whole telepathically communicating thing is also, that's kind of creepy.
That's a hard no for me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but if I
This
can,
is mine. You are not allowed in this.
if I
I
can
mean, if they
feel
want to
your
get in
voice-
there, they might be more terrified of me than...
True. True that. They might run screaming and be like, no, I changed my mind.
No, thank you. No, that's okay. Have a nice day.
Why are you thinking that? Why are you in there?
Right. It's just,
Sorry, sir. Wrong house. Gotta go.
That was a can of worms you didn't want to open.
But a lot of people say they like feel their voices more so than like hear their voices. That's really creepy.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I don't really know how to decipher that.
No. Like,
So
like, how do you feel a voice more so
Is
than
it-
hear a
Is it
voice?
maybe
Like,
that they're just kind of feeling the emotions that would go with whatever they're saying?
that's one way to interpret it. Yes, it's the feeling of the emotion behind it. Like you, when somebody tells you, "My cat died," you're going to feel that,
Yeah.
regardless of how they say it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when this poor innocent child comes to the door and says, "I lost my mommy," you're feeling the heartbreak of the kid who can't find their mom and they're scared and yeah.
please, I don't have any money for a ride. Can you
Please,
please
sir,
take me
can I
home?
have
Nope.
some more?
Nope.
Please,
I
sir,
will
may you
throw a 20 out the door and go get it. Call yourself an Uber.
please, sir, will you please drive me home? That's a lot of the cases is they're asking like, can I use your phone? Can you drive me home?
They're primarily trying to get home or contact home, which leads into your A word. ET phone home.
If they're trying, but okay, so now if they're trying to contact home and they actually do manage to contact home through your device, what's to say that you didn't just
Open
Unleash
that
the
doorway.
gates of hell.
yeah, like so now you have their parents coming to collect them and now they know where you live and they
you
know
gave their kids access to your home, who then called them from your phone. So are you technically granting access to whoever comes because of that phone?
right.
You may use my phone, but you may not enter my home.
Yes.
I will
Again,
call 911.
Throw it
for
out the
you.
yard and go, there you go. Figure it out.
I will call the police for you, and you can have them call your mama because we're not doing that. No,
Mm-mm.
no. I think I'm like very much more skeptical about like random children talking to strangers than
Yeah, that kind of freaks me out
most
with that.
normal people.
That little itty bitty that we saw running around the street today all by himself. No. Because I really wanted to stop and help that little thing, but I kept driving because no. I don't want to get shot.
Yeah.
Get your hands off my kid. Well, it's running around in the middle of the road by itself, and it's this big.
Right.
Or B, I don't want what could potentially be with it. No.
No, and there's no telling like if you were to help said child, whether it be like black-eyed child, white-eyed child, or regular child, there's no guarantee that they're not like a cover for more sinister things, like be it a higher level demon to possess you or drug trafficking, human
Right?
trafficking.
Because that's the new thing now. They use kids to lure
No.
women who feel so bad for these poor kids, and then you're gone.
Nope. I'm gonna lock the doors and call the cops. That's on you.
That's why you love cake. You're harder to kidnap.
Yes.
Yeah. Be
They
fluffy.
they don't want the fluffy ones. They only want the skinny ones. So
Yeah.
I'm good. Nobody's gonna ever try to take me. Good.
They don't want
That's
them.
my excuse. Damn it.
That's the excuse for eating the cakes and drinking the booze.
Yes.
These bad boys can fit 20 kittens.
There you go, producer. That's my excuse.
Body positivity in the moment right there. These bad boys can fit 20 kittens.
The fluffier I am, the least likely I am to be kidnapped for human trafficking.
Okay.
They don't like the chunkies.
We're harder to kidnap. We weigh more.
It's
It
going to
takes
take
more
more
of
of them
them.
to pick me up. They're going to go after the skinnier one.
Okay, so we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks, Carl.
But like, I don't
That's
know.
the joyous part of After Dark.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, we got to add some comedy in there anyway. Somebody doesn't want to do dad jokes anymore.
No, he's too good for dad jokes, even though that was the new thing that we're going to do.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Just the thought of like a random child knocking on your door in the late hours of the night.
Hey, Spawnling.
That's creepy.
Do you want to do the dad joke?
If I have to.
If he has to. It's just, I don't know. The thought of a small child knocking on my door at like midnight. And then like they tend to like circle the property looking for any entrance they can get into. No, there's a reason that y'all lock your doors and close your windows.
That's why I have dogs and a Ring camera.
Yeah.
Animals are scared of them.
Yeah. So
Ruger would still bark though.
he would go nuts.
And I know the difference with Ruger because he sees the other things that I have. So I know when he sees something and he's scared of it versus the bark of there's something outside and I'm scared of it versus there's something outside and I want to eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get
My dog would be dumb enough to wag her tail and like try to lick its face.
Oh, that's my other idiot.
Yeah.
Do you have food?
You has friends? You be my friends? You pets the belly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Will you feed me, please?
Yeah. Oh, you has cookies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bribe the dog with the cookies and they gonna be your best friend.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead.
Dun dun dun. Dad joke of the day. Week. Dad joke of the week.
Yeah. Okay, dead air is a killer here.
best dad joke of the world. Standing in the corner over there.
Right? That's his
All
mini
right,
me.
I have one.
Okay.
When does a bed grow longer?
When does a bed grow longer?
I've heard this one and I can't remember what it is.
I don't know.
At night, because 2 feet are added to it.
Okay.
I
Producer crying, he's got tears.
said, like I said, I've heard that one before, but I couldn't think of the answer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would be at night. It could be during the day if the guy works a night shift.
Here's another one. Why are there no knock-knock jokes about America?
I've not heard this one before.
Because freedom rings.
He's crying.
Here's another one.
All you see are shoulders moving.
Oh God, one more.
Somebody stole all my lamps. I couldn't be more delighted.
That was a good one.
The producer thought that one was hilarious.
He thought all three of them were good.
But yeah, all you see is shoulders bouncing and
And the stifling or giggling. All right, guys. That's a wrap for us.
Have a good night.
Until next time, stay safe.